Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for the newest episode of the TWC Show. I apologize that it's late. I had one of my best friend's wife's birthdays yesterday. I'm feeling a little out of it today, a little hungover, but we are here. I'm here with none other than Danial Ali from the Dropkick Podcast. He has returned. What is going on?
It's good to be back. It's good to be repping the Wrestling Classic merch. If you haven't, go get some for the summer. How are you doing, man? I know you're tired, but you have a lot to say.
TWCshop.com, guys. Go get yourself some Wrestling Classic merch. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. This is crazy because I guess it's like been a full week since Money in the Bank. We never really did. I did a Money in the Bank recap show with that hashtag show, which you can find on that hashtag show's YouTube channel, THS Wrestling. We recapped Money in the Bank right after it happened. And a lot happened. Nikki Ash has already cashed in. Big E's the Money in the Bank winner, which I'm a fan of that. I wasn't really rooting for Nikki. I was rooting for Zelina, Liv Morgan, or there was one other person I was rooting for that didn't win, and I can't remember their name right now. Who was in it? Naomi. I was down if Naomi won too. I wanted someone that has either never won the belt before to win it, and I know Naomi has, but Liv and Zelina haven't. I like it when someone cashes in and they've actually never been the champion before, so it's going to be like their first time. Which Nikki Ash does fit in that category. I just don't like the gimmick right now. But that's beyond the point. The biggest elephant in the room, the biggest thing that happened this past week.
Talk about it, bro.
Was the return of Jonathan Anthony Felix Cena. And I popped when his music hit. I loved everything about that main event. Let's just talk about that. When it comes to Edge and Roman Reigns, I loved everything about the main event. It went exactly how we thought it was going to happen. Seth was going to get involved to make sure that Edge wouldn't win, so we can get Seth and Edge at SummerSlam, a feud that I've wanted since Edge first came back. When Edge was cleared, I'm like, I want to see Seth versus Edge. I just feel like it'd be a really good feud. They're able to call back on the stuff that happened in 2015, I believe it was, when 14 where Seth, threatened to break Edge's neck unless the authority was brought back. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can call back on. And I listened to the E&C podcast back in the day. I know that Edge was a big fan of Seth Rollins and wanted to work with him. And the whole story they told in the main event was dope. I do feel like the main event was a little slow at times. Headlock City at one point.
I think it has to be, man. Like, I think with Edge's neck, they kind of have to wrestle that style. Like, Edge can't wrestle the way he did in 2006 or something. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure. But I also think the barricade spots are getting played out now. They do it way too much for the past 4 or 5 years. It's not it's like, oh my God, they went through a barricade. Like, it's, through Braun and Brock and Lashley and all the people that spear people with the barricades. I feel like it's happened a lot.
But you know what, man? I think, speaking of the main event, like, there were false finishes in that match where I thought Edge was really going to win. Like, I was like, holy crap, they might actually let him win, right? And sometimes, like, I was like, wait, they're not, though. But then he would just hit a spear. And
I felt like the men's Money in the Bank had me on the edge of my seat where I thought almost anybody could win. Because there was a point in the men's Money in the Bank I was like, oh, Shinsuke's got it. Oh, no, this guy's got it. That guy, John Morrison's got it. Like, it was actually really, really good.
It was good. It was unpredictable. I didn't think Big E was going to win. I didn't think they would do it. But, I'm happy for him. I know he was kind of, like, not the main event guy for the longest time. But we saw his work in NXT and guys like, alongside with Ziggler and the New Day and so forth, so on. But I think, I'm happy for him. I hope he cashes in, though.
Yeah, we definitely needed him to do something after the whole Aleister thing fell apart, where they released when they started that rivalry. And Big E's kind of not really been doing much, kind of still feuding with Apollo, but he's been feuding with Apollo since 2020. So it's like, we need to move on. Personally, want Big E. I would have liked Big E to go after Roman if Cena never came back. But Big E is probably going to cash in on Bobby, if you ask me.
You think he's going to go? I don't think he is. I think the guy to take the title off Roman is going to be Big E. Like, that's just, I don't know. I can see that, but
Goldberg's out there for Lashley. Do you think
Goldberg came? Yeah,
because this week was intense. Goldberg came back. Jeff Hardy got no more awards.
A lot of things happened.
Oh yeah, he squashed Karrion Kross in less than 2 minutes. We never talked about that.
I didn't expect that. First of all, I want to say I'm fucking excited for Jeff that he finally got back. I know. He wanted that theme song ever since he came back with Matt in 2017. But he got COVID. Like, I think the announcement was just dropped like 2 hours ago. But I hope he recovers well. But
get well soon, Jeff.
They let him be Kross, and that makes me think. That makes me wonder if Vince McMahon is not high on Kross like that.
So I feel like they're gonna start an angle with Jeff and Kross. I think it's gonna be Kross's first feud on the main roster. I think a lot of people were just upset because Kross technically is undefeated in the WWE. Like he's never been in NXT, he's undefeated, and then he comes in the main roster for one night and he gets defeated.
Listen,
not only is he defeated, he gets defeated in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
In a very heelish way from Jeff Hardy, who had his feet on the ropes.
If they wanted someone to beat Jeff, they could have had another opponent. But like, why Kross? Like, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Because
is it a long-term story they're going to tell of Kross redeeming himself or getting payback for this, or like now Jeff's?
But not even that, man. Not even that. Him coming out without Scarlett. I know you said this in Clubhouse. It felt as if he was naked, and it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like it's like
the entrance was dumbed down, and then he still came out with the belt. I feel like it would have been different if he wasn't the NXT champion.
That too. I don't know.
You could just had him not come out with the belt. Would have, because clearly to say like what he's doing on NXT and then what he's doing on Raw are two completely separate things. Mm-hmm. They're just not going to correlate. Because then if you watch NXT the next night, he's feuding with Samoa Joe and he's still a badass. There was no reference to him getting beat by Jeff Hardy in 2 minutes.
No, that too. And I heard they had to refilm one of the segments because people were chanting Jeff Hardy at Kross, and I don't think that went over well with them. But I don't know. I hope Kross gets his momentum back. Hope Jeff recovers. But it was quite to see. But Goldberg coming back, I don't know how I feel about that. Unless he's putting over Lashley, then sure. But
Goldberg. I'm over it. I was down with it when he came back in 2016 to fight Brock. I was down with everything that went up to WrestleMania 33. I wasn't so happy about him beating Kevin Owens, but that's okay. Everything he's done after that, I don't care for. The stuff with Taker, the stuff with The Fiend. And the scary thing is we saw what happened with The Fiend. Like, Goldberg could win. There's always that idea that Goldberg could
I don't
win.
think he is. I think I felt that way when he faced Drew McIntyre at the Rumble this past year. I was like, he might actually win the belt. But now I'm like, no, they're not going to. No way. I think he's just
you think Dolph Ziggler is going to beat him?
I want to say I thought I did. And I'll tell you why. I was like, what if they just do a little swerve and then, it would have been cool. But, I get it. So Ziggler's there to put people over. And
I do want to say about Jeff Hardy, though. Well, first things first, Goldberg, the problem is, as much as we on the internet, go shit on Goldberg and don't want to really see him back here again in this situation, fucking, he got a pop, man. The people enjoy chanting his name, and that's the reason why they're going to keep bringing him.
But you know what?
Are really overlooked that attention. I do think that older fans that are bringing their kids to these shows or casual fans, well, they know Goldberg, and they're like,
no,
Goldberg's on the show.
No, that too. But I feel like it's just like a nostalgia kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just like oh, back in my day, this guy used to be the man, beat everybody. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I guess. But nostalgia, man. Let's talk about it. John Cena. To turn to Paul Heyman on the show.
I told you when Paul Heyman did that, I'm like, I do that all the time. I've done that on the show multiple times. I sing John Cena's theme song. Listen, I respect the living fuck out of John Cena. I really do. I did dislike him a lot growing up. I do think he's a fucking man. I've said it a bazillion times. If I was ever a promoter of a wrestling company, I would want to hire John Cena to work for me. I don't hate John Cena. I would love to go over and have a drink and have dinner with John Cena and pick his brain about God knows what. I just want to know the guy's story. He seems like a good dude.
No, I respect him too. I respect his work ethic. I respect what he's done for the industry. But I hate this idea.
That pop that he got when he came out, when Roman DeSantis acknowledged me, the music hit, the fans went wild. I loved that moment. I was all about that. When he came out, he did the Too Sweet thing. He didn't say a single fucking word. He did the You Can't See Me at Roman, posed for the fans. He did a promo after the show went off the air. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked with it. Then he came out on Monday, and he cut the same boring, tired-ass promo that he's been cutting for fucking 15 years. And then he comes up on Friday, and he cuts the same boring, tired-ass promo he's been cutting for fucking 15 years. You can't see me. The champ is here. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Here's my towel. I'm going to run down the ramp. Here's another colorful shirt, different designs, still wearing jorts, you're just the same old shit. It's a nostalgia act. At this point, you're a nostalgia act. Listen, I don't have beef with nostalgia acts. Everyone's like, well, you better have the same energy for The Rock and Stone Cold and The Undertaker. They know they're nostalgia acts. When they come back, they know that we want to
embrace it. They embrace it.
We want to hear Rock say his catchphrases. They embrace it. I was mad when Rock came back in 2013 and beat fucking Punk for the title and Cena won the Rumble just so the match could have the belt. I thought that was stupid. I don't mind nostalgia acts. I don't need nostalgia acts in my title pictures. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns is the hottest thing happening in that fucking company right now, right? He's the most entertaining.
He's the man.
Thing that you want to see every week, right? Like SmackDown can be like a really shitty show, but we still have this perception that it's a better show because Roman Reigns is fucking on it. So like,
no, I think
if that's the fucking case. Cool. If you wanted to bring John Cena back to face Roman Reigns for that title, make John Cena different. Do something different with him because this is just the same old John Cena. You think this is different because Roman's a heel now, but we just got the same old fucking Cena?
No, I think you're right on that. I think everybody, over the years has reinvented themselves. Like guys like Randy Orton, CM Punk,
Jericho, Roddy Piper, Macho Man, Undertaker. Yeah, the Undertaker went on a long run where he stayed dead for fucking a bunch of years, but that even got boring itself. Everything after the streak sometimes got fucking boring.
Sure, yeah.
At the end of the fucking Boneyard match, he was like a morphed version of the Biker Taker and the Dead Taker. Like you need to change it up. Even if it's your look, even if Cena had a fucking beard, even if he wore, I don't know, a different, not shorts, just something. Give me something.
Wants to see Cena in trunks, bro.
Act a little bit more entitled. Like, do something. I know it's really early. It's been 1 week. So, everyone's like, oh, what if, and he's also the only person that never changed after the Fiend. Someone tried to argue with me that Randy Orton never changed. I'm like, no, but Randy Orton did change during the feud. He just didn't get fucked up at the end because Alexa ended up fucking over the Fiend, which basically saved Randy.
Yeah.
There's a story there. Cena comes back and he's the exact same Cena. The fucking same thing he's been doing for 15 years. And one of the reasons I always dislike Cena is I'm like, his character never changes. And everyone's like, well, if it's not broke, why fix it? It is fucking broke, too. It is. You just don't think it is. It's fucking broke.
No, man.
Hogan in 1995, when he was fucking in the red and yellow fighting the Dungeon of Doom, the fans were still cheering him. They were happy to see him. He was still popular. But it was fucking old. It was tired. And then he became Hollywood Hogan.
No, but I think
they ran with that fucking beer drinking, fighting Vince McMahon Austin for so many years. And as much as he regrets the heel turn, a lot of people didn't want to boo him when he turned heel. We don't want to boo fucking Roman when he's heel half the time. It gave us some of the best Austin moments comedy-wise.
No, exactly.
Side of him,
No, exactly. And that goes back to the whole thing where it's like you look at guys like Kurt Angle, he was this comedy act for the longest, right? And then he shaved his head and he was just serious. He would just go out there, just suplex everybody, do what he's got to do. And I think when it comes to, being relevant, longevity is a key thing in professional wrestling. But yeah, I think fans, this goes back to the whole thing I said to you, I think. I was like, why are people cheering him now? People hated this guy 2-3 years ago, but it's just I guess it's them being fickle.
Nostalgia, it works. And then also people that are his loyal fans, and this is not with all fan bases, but for some reason, John Cena fans are too loyal to the core. It's hustle loyalty propaganda. They fucking got you. You're hooked on this character because you grew up watching him and you don't want to see anything different. And then I have these fucking people from around the world only if you knew what John Cena meant to us, then you wouldn't be saying these things. And why is there so many hate posts for John Cena? Let me tell you something, bud. Because we're allowed to fucking have opinions. And they're allowed to be fucking different. Let me tell you this, all you guys commenting, if you didn't come for me, try to say some shit that was coming to me, most of you, I said, you know what? Fair opinion. Fair assessment. You know what? Agree to disagree. Because I do agree to disagree. I don't like John Cena, the character, this character. Yeah. I was excited when John Cena came back, but it's the same shit. That promo that Roman cut was basically my caption. And then he cut it later in the night. I mean, I didn't mention the part about missionary, but...
Yo, that line got a pop. And
everyone's like, oh, Cena came back and because he's doing the same shit, that's why Roman had one of the best promos. No. Roman's cutting promos now the way Roman should have been cutting promos all the time. The last time these two feuded, the reason why Roman couldn't cut proper fucking promos is because he was trying to fucking remember a script that they fucking gave him While Cena's probably allowed to go freely say whatever he wants because obviously Cena has more stroke and is more comfortable doing this stuff. And they also want Roman to be this cheesy-ass babyface, which he never was. The Roman we fucking liked at the beginning in the Shield did not talk that much.
No.
He was a quiet badass in the back and said a few words, believe that, when Seth and Dean did most of the talking.
Mm-hmm.
Roman now is back to being that badass of a few words. And when he does talk, he's talking as Roman. Like, this is the closest thing to who Roman probably actually is. It's authentic.
No, exactly. I feel like Roman probably jokes about this stuff backstage with the boys or whatever.
He has a sense of humor.
Yeah, and I feel like, him doing his thing, it's great. Heyman in his corner, it's great. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes together. But I think, Roman calling him out just kind of broke the fourth wall, and it made people realize things. And I think Seth even said that to Edge, and I was just like, man, we're just saying things tonight.
Seth and Roman are coming for these old timers that don't want to fucking leave, and I like that. He's like, well, you guys just come here and you're entitled for title shots. But I would love to see what happened with Edge happen with Cena, where it's like now that Finn challenged Roman and Roman accepted that challenge, but not Cena, that Cena gets a little angry, a little entitled. Oh, do you think I'm doing the same shit? Well, let me act different. But I just fucking Cena cutting a promo makes me cringe. Yelling and saying stuff. And he's like that little kid that tries to act tough, but you're not really tough. But you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. It's like, yo, shut the dude. I'll fucking kick you in the balls and headbutt your nose. Right?
I'll kick you in the balls and you will like.
Yeah, basically. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then that guy that went borderline racist on me. Oh, you're like an Indian. The point in your videos. Like, bro. Your defense for John Cena was to go to be borderline racist. Like, that's how far John Cena fans are going to go for this guy. They're going to unfollow me because they love this man that much. If anything, John Cena's corny. And if you're over the age of 25 and you still like John Cena, you're fucking corny. So let me tell you something. Like I said, if you're a kid, all to you. If you were born after 2000, all to you. Because you're only like 20, 21 years old right now and you grew up with John Cena and that's your fucking hero. But if you were born in the fucking 90s or the 80s and you're like, I get how this is smart on a business perspective and how it's going to make the WWE money. And I'm not going to deny that John Cena's a draw. I like his theme song. Considering the career he had, he is a huge fucking name in the business without a doubt. But do something different. That's all I'm fucking saying. Do something fucking. You've been doing the same thing since 2005. You can throw The Rock out there. You can throw Austin out there. You can throw Nobody did the same thing for 15 fucking years. Austin changed within those 15 years. The Rock changed within those 15 years.
Bro,
I think his look, his vibe, everything in 15 years.
No, I think it's because Cena's been around longer than any of those names you mentioned. Cena was on top longer than Austin was, and The Rock was, and I think Hogan was too. And I think that goes to the thing. It's like when someone is there for so long, people start to think they're the best. And that goes against everything that other people work so hard towards. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody. I'm just, I have an opinion. I'm entitled to it. And it's 2021, and it's okay to disagree and not to, but
I don't even dislike John Cena. I actually like John Cena a lot, but it's this whole idea that John Cena is the best.
Yo, that edit I made of you, popped off. Let me tell you. But it's true.
That you're the best. And if you are the best, because all of the best found ways to reinvent themselves. Dude, you went to a Firefly fucking funhouse and you just came back the exact same.
Listen, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt though. I'm not gonna just like shit on him right away, But I think I'll give him until SummerSlam. See where.
And also, all you dorks, the match will be good, right? The match will be good. It'll be like, big match feel, Cena, Roman. Okay, I don't really care for it personally, but it'll be a big match or whatever. And why do you guys think Cena's gonna win? He literally gave his dates for the Summer of Cena. This
That's what I was
right after SummerSlam. I was like, he said he's not leaving. He's gonna be here. He's going to be here up until the match, and then he's fucking gone, guys.
He's gone.
Don't get fooled. Don't get fooled. Don't act like he's some good guy. He's going to be here with us. No, he's leaving again. He's a hypocrite. Everything he says makes John Cena a fucking hypocrite. He said this shit about The Rock, and I don't give a fuck if you apologize and backtracked on it now. You're a hypocrite. You come out here and you say that, oh, Roman Reigns is the most overprotected, overhyped, overpushed wrestler of modern era. He's an asshole. Bro, you're an asshole. You're a hypocrite. You're the most overprotected, overpushed, overhyped guy for my entire teenage years.
This guy
the most.
Everything go right now, ladies and gentlemen.
The most. And I know you said, again, that's coming from me because you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And I never think, oh, why are you taking this so seriously? It's wrestling. It's just a TV show. You know it's not real. I know it's not real, but you're allowed to criticize characters and storylines. I'm not criticizing John Cena, the fucking man. Like I said, I think he's probably a good dude. No, but this character, and now like then there's those people like, oh, blame it on Vince. Fuck Vince too, then, because like I get it, okay, I get it.
This guy's looking everything. Are you?
I get it. Like, okay, this character, like it sells merchandise. You already know it works. Like it's popular. Like why would you change it if you know it's? Because it's fucking tired. It's old and it's boring. It's fucking boring. It was boring then, and it's just even more boring now.
Listen, man, I think. Can I just say something though? I know you just let everything off your chest. Like I know. Anyways,
buddy's like, bro, I would be a house husband for her.
Oh my God.
But go on.
Diva though? Anyway,
shout out Diva.
I got more excited for Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns than John Cena and Roman Reigns. And I said this on your show before. I was like, I can see Finn Balor being called up to face Roman, and it would be great. The match would deliver. These guys wrestled so many times. The last time they touched was 3 years ago, and I think it was on a Raw, and they delivered. Every time these guys wrestle, it's a great match. But imagine on a stage like SummerSlam, and Balor gets the win back at SummerSlam where he won his first Universal title. How poetic would that be? Like it would mean something than John losing.
No, you know what's sad now is that they pulled the trigger on the Finn Balor confronting Roman thing.
Sure.
And it's still only going to lead to Cena and Roman, which is stupid.
It's like a stepping stone for Cena.
Like so, we're gonna get Finn. We're gonna waste Finn and Roman on a fucking SmackDown episode of SmackDown because it's like unless we're gonna get Finn versus Cena. Where Cena beats Finn, unfortunately.
Number one contender thing, right? Yeah.
Where Cena beats Finn, but hopefully it's like with a run-in from Sami Zayn or something, so it's not clean. So we get maybe Sami Zayn versus Finn at SummerSlam, and Cena, Roman, and then after SummerSlam we go back to Finn and Roman. Because then that would be dope. Like I fuck with that. But if that's not the case, and we're gonna get Finn versus Roman on a fucking SmackDown, where maybe still Sami Zayn is like, why are you wasting the Finn Roman match?
I don't know, man. But Finn Balor coming out really it got me excited. And
the Edge and Seth promo, I was so excited and happy to see that. They both killed it. Edge cut it really good. And I like Edge again. Edge is on the title picture. I'm an Edge fan. Like I said, I don't mind nostalgia if it's not on the title picture. I would probably, if John Cena came back to feud Finn, I'd probably be fucking with this John right now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I still wouldn't because I feel like he's still doing the same shit though.
Listen, I think, like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because when he returned, he did that little Too Sweet thing, and then the Firefly Funhouse. He came out to the NWO theme, rocked the merch, and I feel like there's a little correlation there. Maybe that's just me overthinking.
If Cena starts losing his shit in the next couple of Too Sweet. Cena did Too Sweet. Finn does the Too Sweet.
Oh.
What
if they? Part of me thinks they're gonna form some pub or something. Or
someone's like, how would you get Cena in a faction? Like, who would be in it? Since they like don't connect NXT and WWE, I mean the main roster nowadays again, like whatever's happening there doesn't really matter to the main roster. Just put the Undisputed Era back together and make Cena the leader. That'd be sick.
That's so fucking random. What the hell?
And then the Undisputed Era kicks out Cena when he goes back to Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Now I'm with it because I'm like Cena being the leader.
Yeah, he brings them up. They're his guys, and next but when he leaves,
like their henchmen.
No, they're just like their crew. No one was the leader of the Undisputed Era. Some people might say Adam Cole was, but for me, there was no leader.
I think Adam Cole cared.
I think there was no leader. I think they're all pretty equal. I think if you were gonna rank them, it'd probably be Adam, Kyle. Personally, Bobby, then Roderick, because I just never cared for Roderick. But
I did Roderick. I thought he was really good. Like he was really.
He's a great wrestler.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Like personality wise, I don't think that was there for a lot of people.
He's just Mr. Wrestling, right? Yeah, but back to John Finn, and the other thing about the Finn situation.
Yeah,
as they brought back Smiley Happy Finn.
No,
I needed Poppy. At no point did he go to Roman and put the guns up.
You got a point.
He came out there, he smiled, he panded to the crowd. Finn on NXT had a little bit of an edge to him. He's not the Prince. He's the same Finn that left.
No, but I feel like I'm just gonna give it.
Does this say Prince on his fucking?
It says Prince. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm gonna give it time. Let's see if he actually does like the handguns or the Too Sweets. Or
maybe everything needs time, but Cena's been doing the same thing for 15 years and hasn't changed. So sometimes you can wait 15 years for someone to do something different, and they still remain a one-trick pony. And people will be like, but it works. It's a one-trick pony we all fucking like. Fuck, even the New Day, as much as they do the same shit, they changed. They went from cereal to pancakes.
Mm-hmm. No, I think they did. And
Cena never changes. The same tired stick, the same jokes, the same bullshit. It's just boring and it's as lame as a you can't see me joke. Oh, where's John Cena? I don't see him in this picture. It's fucking been going on for too long. Why is this interviewer interviewing an imaginary person? Like, come on, grow the fuck up. You guys tell me to grow the fuck up. You guys need to grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We have encountered Angry Justin. He has turned heel on all of us.
Classic turned heel.
But no, speaking
when you're saying stuff like this, you're usually a positive guy. I'm like, listen to the fucking TWC show, bud.
Anyways, enough with John. Let's talk about Rolling Loud and how they executed it wrong, but I love the idea.
I love the vibe. I love the look. Gave me Spring Break Nitro Road Wild vibes minus
so
the
good.
My hand looks so weird right now. But I do think they picked the wrong people.
No,
I think had John Cena go out there and cut his promo that he cut at the beginning of the show and found that Rolling Loud crowd, they would have loved it because they all know who John Cena is. Because once again, he's been around for like 20 years doing the same shit, and everyone knows it. And
no, I think they really should have brought back like the Ruthless Aggression guys, right? Like I was talking.
Why wasn't Jeff Hardy there? I know he's on Raw. Randy Orton, I know he's on Raw. You could have brought Ray to come out there and fight Dawkins.
Ricochet, and Rey
Mysterio. Ricochet versus Rey Mysterio. And yeah, someone said them like people would have just lost their mind for.
They would have.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, they would have. Like the casual fan, like imagine them seeing Ray versus Ricochet.
And like I get it for storyline continuity that you wanted to have Dawkins fight Gable. But nobody wants to see Otis and that crowd, that audience that Rolling Loud's there for hip hop music, for that culture. They're fucking on drugs, having a good time. The last thing they want to see is fucking. They started off smart, Wale coming out there introducing Street Profits, but then again, like, listen, I like the Street Profits. I like Bianca, right? The too new, all of them are too new. The Street Profits are too new, and Bianca's too new. And there's a lot of lapsed wrestling fans in that Rolling Loud crowd that doesn't know who those people are.
No, but I think I said this to you guys in Clubhouse yesterday. I was like, it would have been really cool if they could bring back RVD for a one-off, and like how cool that would have been.
Any of those guys, you could have brought the Godfather out there with his whole train, and that crowd probably would have popped. That was a place for nostalgia.
Listen,
mixing with the new stuff, and I do think. Listen, the Street Profits is a good vibe. I don't know why they had Otis and Gable there, just not the right fit. Bianca was a good vibe for that crowd, but once again, still too new. I don't think they really know who she is at this point. Carmella's hot, so at least they had that. Like she's nice to look at. She's a sweetheart. I love her, but she's nice to look at. Let's be real. So like that's a vibe. And they had a good match, right? They had a great match, Bianca and Carmella, for what they had to do there. Yeah. But they really dropped the ball by not bringing Sasha out after.
I was gonna say that.
And the way to bring Sasha, like I don't know where Snoop was, if he was there, if he was back in Cali just chilling. But imagine Snoop bought his cousin out.
Would have been cool.
Even the fact that Sasha has that Snoop verse in her theme song.
It would have been cool. And I think
and I think people are kind of accustomed with Sasha. No, like they know who she is. Like Nicki Minaj likes her. People like she's on Mandalorian. She's been on shit. She's Snoop's fucking cousin.
No, I think she's pretty over with the mainstream audience or just the casuals. But I think I think it was WWE after Rolling Loud finished. They were like they're gonna announce like this brand new pay-per-view for New Year's Eve, and I'm like, I hope they deliver this time in terms of like,
outside and stuff. I don't know. I think the concept is cool. I think it's really cool for WWE to pull that off and make something like that happen. Try to expose the product to a different audience. I think it was a cool setup. I think all the talent involved, Street Profits, Gable, Otis, Mella, and Bianca all delivered. They did a good job with what they did. I just think the wrong people there. I think, and when I bought the Sasha thing up in Clubhouse, I think it was Santana that was like, well, why would you waste Sasha's return on that crowd if they weren't going to pop? And he was like, what if they didn't, right? That would have been a waste. But I'm like, dude, it would have been cool for like the video packages and like to look back at and stuff. But I commented on Mella's post and I stand by it. I'm like, listen, at least you got to do that shit. Because there was people like hating on her, like the crown is dead. And I'm like, listen, you got to do that shit.
You rocked it.
That half that roster will never be able to say they got. You got to do it. You know what I mean? No, like she got to do it. Like she, you know, like Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, none of them can say they wrestled at Rolling Loud.
No, I think,
and that's like unless they do it again, that might have just been like a one-off. And she was that one of those people that got to have that experience, and it's an interesting experience to have.
No, 100%. But I think they really could have brought out Cena and like imagine Dr. Thugonomics Cena out there, bro.
Not just Cena. Listen, I know I shit talked Cena a lot for the last 30 minutes, but a part of it and a lot on my page for the last couple of days, but. And I'll say it again. He is relevant. People know who he is. He is a star. His longevity has made him a mainstream star. He's in movies. Like he's someone that people know. And a lot of the people in that Rolling Loud crowd are probably in their early 20s too, right? They're probably 21, 22, 24, 25. Like, you know, they grew up Cena fans.
Yeah.
They were probably watching during that era.
No, it's kids like me.
They would have popped, you know?
No, it's exactly. And it's kids like me who are in their, 1920s, like early adult years. And I think ruthless aggression would have been the way to go. Just bringing out all those guys. Even, I know Triple H and Shawn are back there. They could have brought out a DX little cameo.
Yeah, DX makes a little cameo, gets hyped up with Wale, like, you know?
Yeah, a little NWO in there. Like, that would have been cool. Like, the mainstream, like, it would have been on Complex.
And I know they wanted to make it seem as if Cena was going to confront Roman by the end of the night. But I'm pretty sure the Rolling Loud stuff was pre-taped, at least by a couple of hours. Because when I was posting shit on my story, Carmella was seeing it in her DMs, like, because she follows me and she sees my DMs. So, like, I was like, oh, so she's in the ring, but she's seeing my DMs. So this is clearly taped.
So, yeah, I think it was great.
You could have had Cena do his promo there on Roman, and that would have got people, and that would have got those fans that were out Rolling Loud being like, oh, who's this Roman Reigns guy that Cena's trying to go after now?
Yeah,
well, maybe
it would have given Roman more exposure to the mainstream, right? And I think it would have been great business. But we'll see. We'll see come New Year's Eve to how they execute this one. But,
they could have executed it a lot better and capitalized on it.
Yeah.
Did you see that clip of Matt Cardona winning the Game Changer Wrestling World Title?
First of all,
Nick Gage in a death match and fucking everybody just throwing trash in the ring like it's Hogan turning.
First of all, I think that's fucking crazy. Utmost respect for Matt Cardona. I loved Zack Ryder when he was in the WWE and doing his internet stuff or whatever. But I think like part of me thinks people throwing the trash. Like I told you about this off the air. I feel like that's kind of planned. Like I don't like you really think fans would do that in 2021? Like this isn't 2005 ECW or like the 90s. But the fact that they got away with it was pretty cool. But it makes me think like if they didn't want Nick Gage losing to Jericho on Dynamite because
it's weird though because he just lost this and it's weird because like you're fighting Jericho on Wednesday.
That's what I'm thinking.
Match with John Moxley, and now you lost to Matt fucking Cardona.
That's the thing, and it's just like, do they not want him to lose against Jericho? Like, their champion. But I mean, like, I don't know. But like, I haven't watched the match. I saw that clip, and I was like, is he good? Like, but yeah, man, I don't know. ECW's back.
Yeah, it was an easy. That was one of those, if Cena wins, we riot situations. Like ECW One Night Stand 2006, but they actually rioted because Matt Cardona actually won. But for his, I know Dave Meltzer's shitting on the fans saying that's really disrespectful and that's not the way fans should act. But I'm like, it was for Matt Cardona. It's probably a cool moment. Like in a sense, I know Meltzer's like, don't call it heat, but it technically is heat.
Listen,
like, he has a lot of heat.
Professional wrestlers who want heat dream of having heat like that, and I think it was cool. I know Brian Pillman Jr. tweeted this earlier in the morning. He was like, "People wish to have heat like this," and I think to have that opportunity to do that was, it was good for him. I can't wait to see what he does with the belt. But yeah, it proves that he's just not a toy collector. He's more than that, I guess. Right? I don't know. He won a death match. He's the world champion of GCW. And crazy! It blows my mind to hear that.
Were you shocked with MJF? We know Nick Gage. I like how Nick Gage, went on Twitter to explain that MJF's not the type of person he usually associates himself with, but sometimes he do stuff if the money's right. And I'm like, thank God, because it was weird that MJF brought on Nick Gage. That's two opposite ends of the spectrum. But
exactly.
It builds for a cool match for Dynamite next week.
No, it goes back to the thing. I know Bully Ray talked about on his podcast. He was just like, why did MJF bring him out? And then Nick Gage is like taking in all the cheers as he's a babyface. It was just like weird, but like it makes sense. He went on Twitter, did the thing. But I'm excited, man. AEW is, they're gonna have this great run with crowds back, and the rumors with Bryan Danielson.
CM Punk signed to AEW. How are we feeling if this is true? Two of the pillars of WWE's, like, in my mind, resurrection for me of being a fan, because I hated Cena so much, but then Punk and Bryan started popping off in the early 2000s. And I was like, oh, and Punk's pipe bombs what really got me back into the WWE product. Two guys I thought that should have main evented WrestleMania 30. I've said that a million times. That tournament idea that I had where Bryan would have fought Orton and Punk would have fought Cena, and then they would unify the titles in the main event. That's insane.
You know what, man? I'm glad these guys, they worked their ass off, and all they ever wanted was a platform to showcase their talents, and they wanted it to mean something. You know what I mean? And
Bryan's basically done everything he could do in the WWE. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, what else could he really do? He had that last feud with Roman. Roman's the hottest thing there. He could have went to Raw. You could have fought Lashley, but it's just at this point, it's getting.
It feels repetitive. Repetitive. It doesn't feel, it's like.
You don't want to do the same thing for 15 years. It's not fun, right?
Oh, my God. This guy's still on that. But, I truly believe this time around.
Sometimes you know when to switch it up because things get old and boring, right? Some people know, I guess. Can't say that about everybody.
This guy's on one today. But, no, every time there's a CM Punk room, I always just kind of forget about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fully believe it till I see it for both of them. That's just because we've been hyped about CM Punk many times in the past. He does and stuff. He's even said he'd love to go to Japan. He'd love to do this. I think both guys would be able to wrestle with Japan if they go to AEW. On Punk's, and I think that's a huge thing for Bryan to be able to go wrestle in Japan and other places. That's a big thing for Daniel Bryan. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah,
and I think he does want to retire soon. So I think he wants to do that circuit of go to wrestle in AEW, go wrestle in Japan, maybe show up in Ring of Honor again. Let him do, and he can't do that if he's with the WWE. He just can't. Yeah. We heard how the WWE is trying to negotiate with Japan, and I don't think it worked. I think those negotiations fell through because WWE is going to want things their way. And Bryan's probably like, listen, I really want to do that for me. I almost thought I was going to be retired for good. I thought my career was over. I want to go wrestle in Japan. I want to go do this now that I get the second chance. And I don't want to just come out of retirement and just wrestle in the WWE. Because I never looked at Daniel Bryan as a WWE guy. The same way I don't look at AJ Styles as a WWE guy. I never looked at Punk as a WWE guy. There's certain people that just don't come off to me as WWE guys. Zack Ryder is a WWE guy to me, so it's weird seeing him win shit outside of the company because he comes off as a WWE guy to me. John Cena, Randy Orton, Dave Bautista, those are WWE guys in my mind. To see any of those guys anywhere else would be like seeing Hogan in WCW. It's a trip. Yeah. But with guys like Bryan and Punk and Owens and Zayn and AJ, I'm like, oh, I could see those guys working other places, and it wouldn't feel weird to me.
No, I think I'm excited, man. But
and on Punk's side of things, I always listen to what he's saying and keeping up with his wants and needs. He wants to work with people he's never worked with before. There's more of those people in AEW, and he's gone on a limb and said he's wanted to work with Omega and the Bucks. He's never done that before. And he's been on the limb saying, he'd love to work with guys like Will Hobbs and Jungle Boy and Darby Allin. He's said these names, Brian Pillman Jr. He wants to work with people he's never worked with before. Yeah. There's a lot of that in there. Yes, he's worked with Cody. Yeah, I'd want to see him have one more match with Bryan on maybe a Fighter Fest or something for Dynamite, just for old time's sake. But there's a lot of people he can work with there that he's never worked with before. The other thing he's always said is that he wants money, and that they have for him.
Lots of it.
Realistically, and it's money well spent if you bring Punk into that company, because I don't know, I'm not even trying to be negative here, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, Bryan's going to push the needle that much, but I think Punk will, because we haven't seen Punk for so long. It has been 7 years. Bryan we're familiar with. It's going to be dope to see him there, but it's just as dope as seeing Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, or Malachi Black, and these other guys there. We've seen them. We're familiar with them. The ratings have gone up since they've showed up and stuff, Andrade and Malachi and stuff, and the fans are back. Bryan will move the ratings a bit too, but I think Punk would really move it, at least for the first bit, because we're gonna be intrigued. I think the last thing Punk has said a bazillion times is he just did not want to be on a shitty television show just to be back.
Yeah, just cause.
Where the AEW, he will have creative freedom with his storylines, with his promos. It's a lot less micromanaged. So if he doesn't like something, not that he has creative control, but I think everybody has a little bit to be like, I don't really think that really works for me, or that's not the best idea for my character. There's more freedom of that.
It doesn't work for your brother. But,
doesn't work for me, brother. You know?
No, I think I'm hyped for Punk, man. He's trolling hard. You know, he's following AEW on Twitter, posting the stuff on Instagram stories and doing, you know, all that stuff. But I'm excited, man. I don't think he's gonna win the belt. He doesn't need the belt. You know, he's in his 40s. He's gonna be there to put on great matches. And
I forgot where I saw the tweet, but someone was like, you know, AJ Styles is this age and Bobby Lashley's like 2 years older than Punk. Like, it's not, you know, people are tripping.
Here's the thing, man. 40 is the new 30. People sometimes forget that, right?
Yeah.
And professional wrestling, we've seen guys like Taker wrestle till they're 50. Like, for example, like Sting, man. Sting put on a better match than he did in the WWE with Darby, you know. And I think
I love that little moment of Sting and Orange Cassidy on Dynamite.
That was cool, but I think
hopefully he gets cult of personality. I know there's other themes he could go. A lot of people love his old Ring of Honor theme and stuff.
I want him to use that old Ring of Honor theme just for one, bro. I love that theme; it's so good. But like,
do you want Daniel Bryan to use the final countdown?
Yes. No, really cool. But I love Cena.
Fuck that guy. You know, and you want to talk about someone that's over though, Hangman Page. Holy shit! Ever since fans have been back, you could really see how over he is, and I really cannot wait for him to
on the belt
beat fucking Kenny Omega. Like, it's the only thing that makes sense. If he doesn't, it's really gonna suck because it's been one of the better long-term stories they've told is the Hangman Page story. From him losing to Jericho to leaving the Elite to being this lonesome drinker that tried to befriend FTR even though they were dicks to him at the end, and then finding the Dark Order, and then, you know, getting victories and just being like kind of this comedic, funny but badass character to the Dark Order being like, go after Kenny again. He's like, really? You think so? Like, it's been good. It's some good shit, you know.
I think the slower the better. You know, they're doing that little slow build up. They're teasing the crowd. And it's great. Like, AEW fans, I think they're just so passionate about what they believe.
All out could be epic. All out could be Hangman winning the belt, Punk making his debut. Like, Chicago could be the spot.
Yeah.
That's what All In was. Like, that's what this whole thing was conceptualized.
And it's crazy, man. I think looking at it, you know, if you told me 5 years ago that Cody and the Bucks, Omega, like all these guys would start a company and all these like names like Punk, Bryan, Malachi, like they would all possibly, you know, be in this company. Like, it's just crazy. It's so cool to see, you know, professional wrestling just grow, and it's good. It's a good place, but you know, there's everything for anybody nowadays, and
Someone asked me like if there was one woman that could come to AEW and really change that division up and make an impact, who would it be? And you know, I was like, honestly, it would only be Charlotte Flair at this point. With Andrade there, like if Charlotte came there, and dude, what the fuck are they doing with Charlotte? She won the belt. She beat Rhea Ripley, which was a kind of like I'm okay with it because I thought the Rhea experiment wasn't working. Yeah. But like, then she just lost to Nikki the next night. Wow, that's the third person to cash in on Charlotte Flair.
I think there's like a streak going on with Charlotte.
Because so Carmella won it. Carmella's the only one that held the briefcase for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. She actually held it almost for like a full year, and she cashed in on Charlotte. Then Alexa won it, but Alexa cashed in on Nia Jax, that was fine, but she cashed in on the same night, so barely held the briefcase.
Yeah.
Bayley won it, cashed in the same night on Charlotte. Asuka won it, got the belt the next day because Becky had to go leave for being pregnant. And then now Nikki won it and cashed in the next day on Charlotte. So Charlotte's been cashed in 3 times. All the reigns that she had when she was cashing on were like very brief. And then now also fucking like nobody ever holds a women's Money in the Bank briefcase for a long period of time. It's always within 48 hours someone is gone. And I kind of don't like that. I like the anticipation of someone having the briefcase, like maybe I'm going to cash in. Or there's a match at fucking like Royal Rumble. Maybe that cash in's going to happen at the Rumble. Like I like that.
Yeah. Maybe next year, you know, but I think Money in the Bank was solid. It was good. I don't know. You know,
what do you do with Charlotte? You know, I feel like she's done everything you can in that company. I know they're talking about maybe doing a Queen of the Ring tournament, but even then, Charlotte can go somewhere. And I know what Charlotte is a very WWE person. I'd look at her as like a WWE made product, but still, like if she showed up in AEW, that would shake shit.
I wouldn't like be surprised if she does. I see her in an AEW ring with the logos and everything. Like I can picture it, you know. And it's just like
she's clearly above it. Like she was flipping off the crowd and doing suck it at Money in the Bank. Like
That was cool. It was cool to see that. I was like, I like this.
They were cheering her, and she told them how to feel.
But I think with the disappearance of Becky and Sasha, they do need just a little shakeup. And I hope
we don't know when Sasha's coming, but hopefully it's soon. How do you feel about Chavo Guerrero being Andrade's new?
That caught me
personally.
That caught me so off guard, but I think I love it. I think it fits the narrative that they're trying to portray Andrade as. And
with the second show coming soon, I know everyone's like, there's so many people, so much talent. And I'm one of those people. I think there's too much talent, but I think they could make it work with the second show.
No, I think they could. I think guys like Jungle Boy, Darby, Ethan Page, they can.
They'll be featured a lot more in that other show.
Yeah, and I think it'd be cool for them to do that. But I don't know. I feel like they have something special going on in that company, man. I always said that, and it's just like, I don't know. But when Omega loses the belt, where does he go?
Yeah, I was quite shocked that Lance Archer won the IWGP US title on AEW television. A New Japan title has changed hands on AEW television, and that's never saw that coming.
Here's the thing. I think Moxley and Archer always had great matches. I know their matches in Japan are really cool to watch. I think it was Wrestle Kingdom, one of those ones.
Yeah.
I think early 2020. And, they had a great match. But I think I didn't expect it, But good for Archer. I think it was in his hometown as well. So I think that was a cool moment for him. And, man, I don't know. But I hope they do something big with the belt. And it's cool to see these secondary belts get featured, like the FCW title. I know you and I always went back on this. Like, why isn't it being defended? But now it sort of is. It's being, in that spotlight. And it's cool to see that.
Well, I think those guys got a promo this week, right? There's a lot of backstage promos stuff. AEW has been good. I think it's just going to get even better as things move forward. Everything's formed out. We got to see the Death Triangle confront Andrade too when Chavo, and I kind of feel like I really like Pac. I really, really do, but I do think there's a part of me that thinks that Penta and Phoenix will align themselves with Andrade and want to get like a cool Latino faction, if that makes sense. And Viva La Vida. I don't know. That's fucking Coldplay. But but I'm excited, man. I'm excited for all of it. I'm excited with what's happening in wrestling. I'm not excited about John Cena doing the same old shit. But maybe they'll prove me wrong. AEW's killing it. SmackDown's been good. I'm waiting for Sasha. Becky keeps trolling us about coming back. And maybe things are only going in a better direction other than John Cena doing the same old shit. But it's only a month of Cena, right? It's a month of Cena. And then he's gone, and life will get back.
They want to bring The Rock back for us, man. It really had me thinking, like.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, and everyone that's fighting with me, like, well, hopefully you have the same energy when The Rock comes back. Honestly, I'm saying this now, so mark my words, guys. I do want The Rock to come back. I do want The Rock to be in a feud with Roman Reigns. That all being said, I don't think it needs a belt. I hope by that point somebody has dethroned Roman. And when Roman comes out there to cut a promo about wanting his rematch and being pissed about losing the belt, that's when Dwayne comes back. And we go on.
Your buddy
I don't like it when anybody who has no fucking need to win that belt, like Cena, like The Rock, like Edge, is in the fucking title picture. They don't need it. It's unnecessary when you have all these stars you're trying to build.
Yeah.
So for you people like have the same energy when Dwayne comes back. If Dwayne comes back and fucking,
I think Biggie will dethrone and cash in, and then
if Dwayne comes back and Roman's still the champ, I will have that exact same energy. I promise. Yeah. Mark my words right now. I will have the exact same energy. Do not doubt my anger and fire. You guys have seen it now. It's been missing since 2000.
I feel like I see like this.
The more that wrestlers have followed me and stuff, I've kind of stepped back from being so super opinionated on my page and just on this show. But I gave you guys old TWC. I gave you angry, honest, brutally honest. I don't like John Cena TWC, and it pissed a lot of you off. But that's the truth. And I honestly, there's a lot of people that agreed with me too. And if you read the comments, there were a lot of people that agreed with me. Mm-hmm. So what does that say? It's just the people that didn't agree with me were a lot more upset. Mm-hmm. A lot more upset. Should we read some of the comments?
Let's go read them right now.
Somebody told me that I don't know WWE. Like, literally, their argument was, you don't even know WWE if you think this. What the fuck does that even mean?
People get triggered.
Well, let's read a good one from our boy, the Cena Hub. And if you guys aren't, go follow Cena Hub. He's a cool kid. but the biggest John Cena fan I know in my life. I think he's bigger. He's bigger than Vic.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's a bigger Cena fan than Vic. He has a whole page dedicated to Cena. Vic doesn't even have that.
I mean, we don't know about it.
This guy's like Cena's paparazzi pictures posted every night. Cena's walking around in downtown Vancouver with his girlfriend. Cena caught coming out of a porta potty after taking a big dump. I respect your opinion totally, but WWE will never be what it is today if it wasn't for legends like Cena, Randy, etc. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. Hell, it would have even dipped, frankly speaking. It dipped with Cena on top. Look what his return has done with the ratings. Of course, it skyrocketed the ratings because something cool is happening. People are going to want to tune in. Whatever you say, man's a legend is freaking a one-man show. Many people are at me for this opinion, but I'll put it out there. Roman Reigns will never reach John Cena's level. No, he's not even halfway there. He may in the future, but as now, that's a hard thumbs down.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. A lot of Dav never saw the wrestling classic in this light. I thought he loved everybody. Are you turning heel?
I see this side like every day. This isn't new. This isn't new.
You're entitled to your own opinion, but I definitely wouldn't call him a nostalgia act or overhyped. The energy of the WWE is completely revamped since his return. The company hit countless all-time lows throughout the 16-month hiatus. No one single-handedly changes the course of the company the way Cena does. Yeah, because the company pushed him for fucking 15 years. He's the only star they built. Hey, the fact that there's nobody else that they can put over as much as they put over Cena is because they fucked up. They built one star in the last 15 years to Cena's level. They did that. Because no one makes themselves the star. The company fucking makes you a star.
What about Randy, though? But what about, like, Randy?
But Randy's been there consistently. You have to leave for people to miss you.
True. That's a fair point.
He's not going to pop the ratings if he's here regularly. Yes, he leaves for small periods of time like he is right now, but he's still here. Yeah. We didn't know when or if Cena was coming back.
We knew Cena was going to come.
We no, but there's part of us that probably thought like Cena might, pull a rock and disappear for 7 years. Focus on his movie career, right? We didn't know. You could say we knew, but we didn't know.
I mean, they could be trolling us, though.
They could have been trolling us, though. Like, Cena could have been trolling us in his interviews and stuff. He could have been trolling us. But sources say.
Sources.
Cena has a great personality, though. Great personality. But, speaking of, like, he wasn't very happy. This guy tried saying that I talk about Cena all the time. He's my favorite. Go down my page. See how much I post Cena. I don't post the guy that often because he's trash. He's corny. He's cheesy. But go guys, read the comments. Enjoy yourself. And then Daniel made that edit, threw it in our group chat. I thought it was funny, so I posted it. I was gonna delete it, but a lot of you told me not to.
No, keep it up, dude.
So we're not going to. But I didn't realize a lot of you were gonna be offended because I didn't like John Cena. So some people were like unfollowing me, saying that I'm putting hate speeches out there, like. I'm doing it too much. It's okay to have an opinion, but this guy won't stop. Like, I'm attacking your dad or something. Like, I don't know.
It's still real to me, damn it.
I don't know. Like, yeah, guys, I'm attacking his character. I'm not attacking John Cena. Like I said, I think he's probably a dope dude. Like, I just changed something. And hopefully he will. Once again, like, hopefully by like the end of this month, we're going to see a different side of Cena that we've never seen before. Hopefully Roman got under his skin. Hopefully I got under his skin. I mean, they stole my promo. Everyone thought I wrote Roman's promo because he went out there and said exactly what I said after I said it, which was funny. But we're all on the same. Me and the writers are on the same.
I feel like someone in the back, like all the boys are just like laughing at the comments. You know what I mean? They're like, "Who's this guy?" But
John Cena has to be corny. He's not your edgy new sort of character. He's an icon, an idol for you. Children are grown up. Hogan changed, guys. Hogan changed.
Hogan, Orton, Edge, Punk. I think even Rey Mysterio a little bit. I want to say.
Everybody's changed. Rey was maskless at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
But I'll say that Rey, Jeff Hardy, they're all nostalgia acts to me.
I know they are. I'm not agreeing. I'm not arguing against that. But
at least Rey and Jeff, if they were put in the title picture, I'm like, you know what? It's a Randy thing. Like, they're here every week still. They're spending majority of the time putting over the talent. So when they are in the fucking picture, it's like, okay, cool. This guy left, comes back, is just in the title picture with the same shtick. Like, you had the opportunity to leave and come back as something different, and you're the same. Even Edge left, came back, did the feud of the order, and got hurt, came back, was almost the same shit, and then lost his mind when Brian inserted himself into the match.
But he had this edge to him, man.
Yeah, because he was a tweener. Because once, like, that's when, like, maybe they repeat the same thing. Maybe now that Finn inserted himself into a title match, Cena starts losing his shit. Like, what the fuck? Then I'll be okay with it. Like, yo, we're actually seeing Cena be an entitled dick that he should be. And we've seen Cena be an entitled dick in the past. I mean, the Nexus had him fired, and he still somehow managed to come back. But
this guy remembers this if it was like on this fucking calendar. This is when Cena did this. This is when Cena made me mad.
Dude, if you took me to court against John Cena, I would win. This is Cena versus the Classic. They're going to be teaching this in law school.
The C Nation versus the Classic, bro. Everyone's coming after you now.
You guys are the jury. Am I wrong? Because, like, it's the same old shit. Is this 2011 or 2021? I don't fucking know anymore.
I mean, everyone's cheering the guy now, so.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Why wouldn't you? I would cheer him too.
No.
You know?
John Cena. I don't know.
Guy's a jobber. But is there anything else you want to add, or should I just show Cena for another 10 minutes? I'm joking. Guys, that's it for this week. That's a TWC show. Tune into AEW, guys. It's been really good. I've been enjoying SmackDown. Raw has been decent. Has its moments. Nikki Ash cashed in this week. Goldberg's back. Cena cut a promo. Had some corny little segment with Matt Riddle because, Cena's corny. That's what he does corny things. But other than that, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Follow Danial at Danial M8 and the Dropkick Podcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe to him as well. Just subscribe to the TWC Show. Check out TWCshop.com. Look out for my articles at 1:37 p.m. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can check out the latest interviews coming out. My interview with Bianca Corelli, a.k.a. Santino Morella's daughter, will be dropping in the next week. So keep doing the thing, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Ooh, yeah, dig it.